Hello everyone, hello YouTube, this is Felipe, o Gato de Salto, and today I'm here to talk to you about Carnival 2021! Alright, so it's 2021, it's February. Right now I would be going nuts and crazy, preparing, already rehearsing for Carnival. I wouldn't be eating, I wouldn't be getting any sleep. All of my girls from all over the world who joined my Rio tour group would already be sending me 100,000 of messages, checking if everything is alright. I'll be, oh my gosh, it would be stress time because of Carnival. But as you all know, Carnival has been cancelled. Here on Samba World, we talk about Carnival, we talk about Samba the entire year. So we will be making this month a Carnival month. So today I'm going to be talking to you about the context in which this cancellation happened. So I'll be giving you some information about Brazil and the Samba schools right now, and establish a parallel to past times when Carnival was officially cancelled. But also this month you will be getting a lot of input about Carnival. There's a video about Globaliza coming out next week. If you don't know what that is, you will. And at the end of the month, the 2 last weeks, which are the most intense Samba weeks for any Sambista in Rio, I will be showing videos from last Carnival that I shot, but for some strange reason, I don't even know why, I didn't publish them. They're ready, but you're gonna get them now. If this was a normal year, if things were normal all over the world, we would all be making our way to Rio. And if you couldn't go to Rio, or if you can't go, or you've never been, you would probably be already seeing many posts on Instagram about rehearsals, everyone in Rio, everyone dancing, everyone taking classes. But this year things are different. The whole world stopped, we all know that, in 2020, but the way that people are dealing with pandemics, that governments are dealing with these pandemics, are very different all over the world. Still, one thing is certain, we all know every sort of event, major event with a lot of people, have been cancelled. Now, Brazil wasn't any different from that. They did cancel Carnival in February a long time ago, but they postponed it to the middle of the year, so for June, July, actually it was July. And recently, on January 21st of 2021, so 21/1/21 or 1/21/21, depending on where you are in the globe, the mayor of Rio announced that even the Carnival celebrations in the middle of the year, so in July, will be cancelled. The mayor, Eduardo Paz, actually did a good job, deciding this. Many people were already reluctant about the Carnival being celebrated. We have the Milton Cunha, a very famous Carnival commentator, saying that it was not admissible for people to samba on dead bodies. Very dramatic, but it's true. There are so many people dying still all over the world and in Brazil. So I think this decision, even though many people are feeling sad about it, is a good decision. A few weeks ago, TV channel Globo has a main program called Fantástico, which is aired every Sunday. And they came out with a TV report about the carnivals. By then, Carnival hadn't been officially cancelled for the middle of the year. And they were talking to a few important people within the Carnival scene about a possible Carnival in the middle of the year. Now, currently, Brazil is in a very bad stage. We are going through a very difficult phase, politically, economically, in all possible ways you can imagine. But when it comes to the pandemic, some people already started being vaccinated. Now, there are many side stories to this. I'm not going to go in depth into that, but what I can say is that I currently spoke to my mother, and we were talking about the situation, and my mom lives in a very small town close to São Paulo, between São Paulo and Rio. Okay, it's a small town, I get it. I think we've got 10,000 inhabitants in that little town, also where I grew up partially. And my mom was telling me that the government sent 75 vaccines to the entire city. 75. And of course, my mom, she's above 60 and she didn't get any vaccine. Now, we all know the situation in the Amazons currently in January 2021, February 2021 is deplorable. We have full hospitals, full cemeteries, not enough oxygen for the people who are being infected. So it's really bad. However, it's summer in Brazil, which means people are enjoying as much as they can. They can still travel within the country. There are parties going on. There are samba rehearsals, samba parties going on, not everywhere, but they are happening. Like, especially in the past weeks, we've seen videos online on Instagram, I'm sure you probably too, about things happening, and you wonder, but wait, it's a pandemic, right? I spoke to a friend of mine from Salgueiro, and basically he said that life is going on normally in Rio. People are going to the beach, the beaches are packed with people, which is, you know, it's probably gives a hint that the pandemic is definitely not over there and it's about to take another hit back. And interestingly enough, as soon as I mentioned about the Brazilian mutations that we've been experiencing now at the beginning of 2021, we've experienced the mutations in Brazil, South Africa, in the UK. So as soon as I mentioned the Brazilian mutation, he didn't know about it. The Brazilian media is not really informing people that there is a mutation in Brazil. So of course, there are always those who get themselves more informed than others. I understand that, and this is not what I'm arguing. I'm just arguing that they will definitely have news about different things in their daily news, in the newspaper, and not how the Brazilian mutation is actually devastating the north of the country. But putting the situation to the side, what about the Carnival world? If you have been involved with Carnival sometimes, you probably know that at the beginning of every cycle, that means after Carnival is over and they have a break, which is usually March, April, and then they start thinking about Carnival for the following year. And at the beginning of that cycle, there is always the same issue, always the same problem. Money. Money and budgetary issues are always there at the beginning of every cycle for Carnival. So even if they had been able to do this Carnival in the middle of the year, they would have used the resources and then they would only have 7 months until Carnival of 2022 to gather that money back in order to make the next parade, which is absolutely unthinkable, especially considering all the financial crisis and difficulties that people are facing because of the pandemics. Also, the barracões, so the ateliers for the samba schools where they make the costumes, where they make the floats, they are stopped. In this TV report from Fantástico, they visited the barracões, some of the barracões in Rio and São Paulo, and you could see images of costume bags hanging from the ceiling or floats in there, but these are still from last year, from 2020. So they wouldn't have the time to make new costumes and make new floats with the barracões closed and not working. Some barracões are actually open. They are working with reduced workers, so just 10, 20 people. And this is very good since these people depend on the Carnival industry to be able to eat. So that is really cool, but that would never be enough to make the parades happen in July and then again in February 2022. Luckily, the mayor, Eduardo Paes, actually said that there will be some kind of financial help to all these families that actually depend on the Carnival industry to be able to eat. So those who have Carnival as their main source of income. Now, this TV report that I told you about from Fantástico, they also interviewed the president of the Associations of Samba Schools from São Paulo, who had said that the carnival is actually too much of an important event to cancel and rule out completely. So she's actually considering a virtual kind of carnival. And then they also interviewed the current director of one of the biggest blocos that exists in Rio, Cordão da Bola Preta. They are also the oldest carnival bloco that there is. So that guy was able to give some insight about the history of the Cordão da Bola Preta within Carnival, which is quite interesting. And I can say this is actually not the first time that Carnival has been officially cancelled. Carnival has been happening since the Portuguese arrived in Brazil. The first time that the Carnival was officially cancelled was in 1892, when Brazil was having a pandemic of a kind, lots of infections, diseases, it was of a hygienic crisis concerning the yellow fever. And the second time that Carnival was officially cancelled was in 1912, when one of our national heroes, Barão do Rio Branco, died. So they found it appropriate to cancel Carnival officially. Before you ask, no, he did not die in the Titanic that sunk in 1912. So these two times, Carnival was actually cancelled. You can find newspaper articles from the time, but the people did not respect the cancellation of Carnival, at least not in Rio. People ended up going to the streets and celebrating nevertheless. And even in 1918, so about 100 years ago, 102 years ago, when the world was going through the pandemics of the Spanish flu, Carnival was not cancelled. People went and celebrated, and the Carnival of 1919 is considered to be the greatest carnival that ever happened, that ever took place, the hugest celebration ever. And the director of Cordão da Bola Preta told us in that report that the cordão, so the bloco, was created in the December 31st of 1918, and the Carnival of 1919 was basically its first carnival, and it was amazing. And you can actually find pictures up to today and, you know, articles on newspapers from that time of people, you know, outside celebrating, full avenues, full streets, people really out there celebrating Carnival, which is amazing. And let's remember that the pandemics of last century, the Spanish flu, actually killed more people than the First World War, between 20,000 and 40,000 people. In Brazil, even the president died of the Spanish flu, and people still celebrated Carnival. Now the question is, Carnival is officially cancelled for February now, 2021, but I wonder if people are going to respect that, or if, just like in the past, just like history shows, whether people are going to go out to the streets and celebrate in spite of the official cancellation, in spite of the pandemics. So it's very interesting. You have to observe too, because we are about to experience history once more. And finally, the champion of the Carnival 2020, Viradouro, decided that their next enredo for 2021 was going to be a comparison between the pandemics from 1918, 1919 and 2020. So a pandemic from the Spanish flu with the COVID-19. That was their enredo, that was their theme for 2021, and they called it "There is no sadness that can handle so much happiness. Não há tristeza que possa suportar tanta alegria." Now, many schools have already defined their themes for 2022, so the big question from my side, and I guess everyone, is whether they will keep these enredos for 2022. So I hope they will, because I love Salgueiro's enredo for 2021, which is about resistance. So I hope they'll keep it, but I guess we'll have to see. So keep your eyes open, read the articles, let's see what's going to happen, because I'm also super excited to see how people will react. I thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your like, leave a comment, share this video with other people, and subscribe to the channel. Please support me with your subscription. And I can't wait to come back to you with more interesting topics about this amazing samba world. Bye!